Hey everyone, Sarah here. So I'm here to kind of set up my week and my productivity system, which y'all know consists of a Hobonichi or paper planner and OneNote. So I want to give you a little context going into the week because I don't know, I just feel like that adds some color. So if you like this kind of thing, like and subscribe. All right, so last week I had COVID, so it was a very rough week to say the least. And this week I'm going in to a lot of travel coming up in my professional and personal life. So I am running 2 Kaizen events simultaneously. I know that's kind of funny to hear, but I have to step away. It's not really a Kaizen. It's a strategy session, but we use like some Kaizen techniques, so I just call it Kaizen. But anyhow, so when I'm stepping away to do one, I have somebody kind of filling in for me. It's just the time of year. It's super busy. So with that being said, I have a lot going on for work, and then I have a lot of due dates. So it's strategy or strategic planning time. So that's one of the things that my function is responsible for, not like creating the strategy, but like turning it into actual tangible things. So anyway, I have that going on. I am getting ready to launch Patreon. So I am going to launch that on the 17th. So be on the lookout for some videos about that. Can I say anymore? And then what else? I'm trying to do a little bit of like stocking the fridge. Just my kids are older, but I still like to make sure that there's meals there for them, because I know I'll give in and be like, oh, you can order DoorDash, and that's expensive. So I am going to, like, you'll see that I'm putting some meals in there just for them. And I also have a family thing going on that I need to like get dressed up for. It's not like a wedding or anything, but it kind of is. But anyway, so it's a little bit fancy. So I have that also going on. And then coming back, I actually have to go travel again for work. So like it is the busiest time of the year for me. And I know this. So I kind of go into Q4 with this mindset, like it is what it is. And I also am hosting 2 different Thanksgivings. So I kind of want to get some stuff done. So you'll see a little bit of November planning for me. You'll see the week plan, and then I did a little bit of future planning. So be on the lookout for Patreon launching on the 17th, and I hope you all have a great week. Bye. All right. Hey, gang. I'm here to kind of set up my week, and right here I'm updating my to-do list. So this is just a running to-do list that I've been using, and I'm taking all the things that I put in my inbox throughout the week in my paper planner, and I'm just adding it into each of the days that I added in on the daily. I put it in the inbox section, and then whether I get it done or not, if I don't get it done, I put it in the to-do list or the to-do menu. So I'm just going through each of my daily pages, and I'm updating that, and basically, so I do that, and then I look at my kind of the ecosystem of my life, the mind map, which you don't see here. I don't know where I lost my printout. So I was actually just looking at it on the screen of my computer, and I'm entering all of the to-dos. Like I'm using my mind map of my life of Sarah, and I'm using it as like a brain tickler to say like, do you need something to do here? Do you have something to do with this project, or this kid, or this friend, or this personal goal that I have? So I use that mind map, and I'm just kind of now going through this to-do menu and updating and crossing off anything I did. So now I'm getting into my weekly schedule, and this is really, I'm looking at you. So you see obviously my keyboard, and I have my Outlook calendar up on the screens while I'm doing this. And I like to just break up my days a little bit. So I start work technically at 8, and then I end at 5, and then I go to bed fairly early. So I just use the night, the rest, like the evening, as more of like a section that you're going to see that I put some meals in. And I touched on my intro that I'm traveling this week, so I'm trying to stock my fridge a little bit. Stock my friends. That's funny. So anyway, I do have Kaizens going on this week. So as I said in the intro, I have 2 going on simultaneously. Well, one's like a strategy session, but I just call it a Kaizen because to me, it just takes me out of the day. Like, it's not something where it's a meeting. I'm facilitating it. I'm doing like post exercises, engaging, and I have an agenda and meals are being brought in. So like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there's one Kaizen going, and then I have to step out on Tuesday and do a strategy session. And I'm going to have one of my team members run Tuesday for me. So you'll see like I have a full day blocked off for those days. And then I put some meal planning in there just because I wanted to have some meals for my kids. And I'm going into the weekly goals. Now this, I'll tell you, I'm struggling a little bit on my weekly goals because I didn't like fully map out my year like I generally do. So if like you're plan the grind OGer, if you will, I always had like kind of a roadmap for the year. And I was just getting back into it this year. So while I did have goals that I had set, I don't have them like broken down as tactically as I normally do. So I use that sidebar for that. And so if you don't know, I'm launching Patreon in a couple weeks. So be on the lookout for that if you want to join. But I know that like strategy deployment is my big priority for work right now. So I'm really focusing on that. And then I have that event that I'm doing over the weekend. That is also another thing. Like I go to the dry cleaners and all that fun stuff. So here I'm just doing a future planning, and I'm putting my to-do list in my inbox. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I notice if I don't put like a format or a structure to my daily page, I write all over the thing like a hot mess. And I'm not as like organized as I like to be. So I kind of future planned with that template that I normally do. I'm going into some November planning, and here I use the MoonX app, and I just like to print out my horoscope. Like, how am I supposed to know how the month is going to go if I don't read my horoscope? I know it's a little bit corny, but I completely just love reading my horoscope. This is a habit I've had since like middle school, and I don't even want to mention how many years ago that was because it was a while ago. And I just print out the monthly horoscope, and I'm just like tipping it into the monthly page. And I'm an Aries, so shout out to all the Aries in the Plan the Grind community. But anyway, I love to just put my horoscope in there so I can understand what I'm doing. And then I put in a couple of things that I knew I had to do in the future planning. So now I'm getting into November. So if you remember, I always do a continuous improvement project, and so the month of November is gratitude. I know, super original here, but I don't know, I like to have themes to my month because that helps me structure my year a little bit. And I'm putting all my like travel and my big events and my deadlines in for the monthly planning. So I do have a training thing that I have to go to this month. I have some strategy sessions that I have to do, Kaizens. I'm going away on a weekend. I have 2 Thanksgivings at my house that I'm scheduling, and then my paydays. So I'm just scheduling those in, and then my Patreon launch on the 17th of November. And now I'm putting in my monthly goals. Again, this is the same as the weekly template. Like, this is the monthly things that I like to do. And generally I'm pretty, like I said, tactical, but I just don't really like have a full roadmap to the year like I have in the past. And this is, again, the stuff that we'll focus on in the Patreon account. Like, I'm creating my 5-year plan, and then how do I break it down throughout the year to accomplish it. So I'm just putting my theme in for the month, and it's gratitude. All right, so last week I did like a weekly planning session in my OneNote, and I gotta say, I didn't fully love it. Like, I don't like to think on the computer, but I like the computer to be my dashboard. So like, because I think that I'm somebody that likes to, when I write, I process my thoughts, so that helps me on my daily. So I think I just can't get rid of the analog, the paper. But I also really still love OneNote. And again, I'm on OneNote because, so this is a shout out to you, Tracy, if you're watching. You had said like OneNote's outdated, and maybe it is. I'm not sitting here trying to defend OneNote to the I'm not dying on any hills here, but the structure could be good for anybody in a digital planning type technique. And I have used Evernote in the past, but again, I use the Microsoft products just because I'm in the ecosystem of Microsoft at work. So when I really love this OneNote, because like when I'm getting ready for meetings, I just click on it and it gets me to the notebook or the section I need, or the agendas that I need, or the project folders that I need. So I don't know that I'll ever walk away from like this digital aspect of my planning system now that I've kind of gotten to the habit of it. But I know for sure that I can't walk away from the paper part of it too. And I think it's a little bit like, I just definitely like to, like I said, think when I'm processing, and then also I kind of doodle when I'm thinking. So that's another thing. Not that I can draw by any means, but so in the weekly dashboard, I just put week 45, and then I kind of teed up for myself the hyperlinks to the notebooks that I'm going to need, or the project folders for the meetings on those days. So like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is a Kaizen event. So I have a project folder for that. And I just put the project folder, the hyperlink in there. And then on Tuesday, I'm doing a strategy session. So again, I put the hyperlink to the project folder for that executive that I'm working with to kind of help him structure his strategy for the year. So I just put those in there so I can be like ready to go at the click of a button. So hope you all like this, and I will talk to you soon. Bye everyone.